Erin, thank you so much for taking the time to share with all of us tonight. I'm kicking it over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for that introduction. I am so excited to see a lot of my friends on here tonight. So I will just say that one of the benefits that I never expected from becoming a Norwex consultant is literally all of the friends that I've made across North America. So not just in the United States, but also Canada as well. And I see so many of you guys. It's hard to not want to get down here and like read all the comments and see what people are saying and who's hopping on. So it's such an honor to be selected and asked to get on and do the Norwex Mega Party and be able to talk to you guys about kitchen solutions. And it's so easy because these are things I use in my home every single day. So I'm just basically instructing you on what I like best, what I use in my home. And I love talking to people about those types of solutions. So again, my name is Erin, and I am from Virginia, from far western Virginia, in the Western Mountains in a small town called Clifton Forge. So if anybody knows where Clifton Forge, Virginia is, hats off to you. Very small community nestled in the mountains. But tonight we're here to talk about kitchen solutions. And the first thing I want to ask you guys to say in the chat is, what is the thing in your kitchen that really makes you go ick? Like, what is the ick thing for you in your kitchen? Is it crumbs all over the countertop? Is it greasy pans or sticky stove tops? Do you have adventurous bakers in your home that leave a mess every time they come into the kitchen? What is it that really makes you say ick or cringe that you have to deal with in the kitchen? Maybe it's a lot for a lot of people, they say raw meat. For me, I hate a sink of cold, dirty dishwater. And if you watch me on social media or sometimes when I do my parties, I talk about having to unplug the the plug that's in the bottom of the sink and let that nasty, dirty sink water out. I really, really, really hate that. That's the thing that gives me the icks. So tonight I am covering products in Norwex's kitchen essential package. So at the end of June, Norwex launched some essential packages like for every part of the home. And so if you aren't aware of that, you should definitely check those different packages out. It's really the way to like put a little bit of Norwex everywhere in your home. It's the starter set for these designated rooms. And so tonight I'm covering the essentials package for the kitchen. And what I will tell you is that this package is just like a teeny tiny little, I got my catalog here, little sliver of what's in the catalog. This catalog is full of goodness, and the kitchen essentials package is really, honestly, just a tiny sliver in terms of what Norwex can offer for kitchen solutions. So if you love what I share, then please book a kitchen solutions party with your consultant. If you're a consultant, host your own kitchen solutions party similar to what I'm doing here tonight. It's so easy to talk to other people about the products that you're already using in your home. So before I jump into my demos, and I'm going to give several hacks for kitchen solutions, and the chat is going so fast, there's no way I could follow any of that, just to let you guys know. So before I jump in to my kitchen solutions, I really want to talk about why talk about kitchen solutions, why have Norwex solutions for the kitchen, why does this even matter? And that's because the kitchen is a place where we prepare food that nourishes our family. It's where we come together as a family, and that really nourishes our soul. But it's also a place where we're often exposed to hidden hazards that we don't know about. So if we don't know better, we can't do better. But if we do know better, we can do better. So we can make choices. We have the power to make choices about what we bring into our home and what we have contact with and what we expose our families to. We have that control about what's in our own homes, and that's huge. So I want to really talk about how we can take a look at options that are non-toxic, not harsh, and that will both protect our health and protect our microbiome. And I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but Chester is right out my window barking. He cannot help but to make it into every single presentation. If he comes barreling up in here, I'm sorry. I told my husband to take him outside, but he cannot help it. It's just like a standard part of any presentation that I do. Okay, so I'm going to give just a general example of these like how hidden toxins kind of make it into your kitchen without knowing it, and especially something I did not know before I became a Norwex consultant. So I'm just going to give an example, and honestly, there's no judgment. I'm not judging people for products that they use in their kitchen or whatever. I'm trying to educate people to make safer choices. That's really what I'm trying to do. Um, and I'm going to share a story or something that really comes from a perspective that I'm familiar with growing up in Appalachia. So when I grew up, and growing up in Appalachia, I'm from West Virginia, it was really common to add bleach to your dishwater. And I actually hear that a lot in the home parties that I do, the home demos that I do, or even online, people talking to me about using bleach in their dishwater. And so maybe many of you have seen this done, maybe many of you are still using this practice. Um, but this really came from the idea of commercial kitchens and the food industry to sanitize surfaces, really to prevent foodborne illness. So, they have the right idea of preventing foodborne illness because your kitchen is a place where foodborne illness could happen. But using bleach probably is not. In fact, it definitely is not the best or safest way to go about that. And the fact is, our homes are not a food service place. We're not an industrial kitchen. We don't have hundreds of hands touching all of the food surfaces. We know when the food comes in, where it's going, where it's headed, who is prepping it. So that level of sanitation is really not necessary for our own home. And as an example of how this might be a hazard to human health, if you're using bleach in your dishwater, it is causing chlorine gas. It's off gassing. If you can smell it, you're absorbing it into your bloodstream. It's immediately going throughout your body, including your liver, your gut, your brain, being dispersed into your organs, damaging your cells, and even your DNA. So we're causing harm. These are things people don't even think about, and it's the same for any harsh disinfectant, wipes, those things that contain endocrine disruptors, those harsh surfactants, all of those have the ability to cause respiratory distress. They have the ability to damage DNA, disrupt hormones, all of those things. It's for many of you watching as part of the Norwex community, that isn't news to you. But for me, when I joined 10 years ago, that was news to me. And it was a hidden toxin, a hidden danger that I had no idea about it. And these, not just bleach, but whatever harsh surfactant or detergent that you might be using that has synthetic fragrance or dyes or any of those harsh ingredients, all of those are leaving a chemical coating on everything that you use. So on your countertops, your dishes, your utensils, any of that stuff, all of it will remain coated with whatever you washed it with, and then you're ingesting it that way. So you could be inhaling it in your dishwater, you could be ingesting it through your plates and your utensils and your dishwater and your dishwasher and those types of things as well. And I know to many of you, that's not news, but for a lot of you and many of the customers that we reach as Norwex consultants, it is new to them and they have no idea that they're causing this type of harm to themselves and to their families, and that it's 100% preventable. This is something, again, we have control over, and it's 100% preventable. And I will tell you that everything that is sold in the Norwex catalog is safe for people, pets, and planet. It is safe, sustainable, and effective. That's the standard for the catalog. That's the standard for Norwex's catalog, that it's safe, sustainable, and effective. That's going to be safe for people, pets, and planet. So the things that I'm going to show you tonight, I'm going to promise you with 100% certainty that these products are safe for you to use in your home and that you don't have to worry about things like DNA damage, endocrine disruption, or wrecking your gut's microbiome. So with that, let's jump into some of the fun stuff, some of the demos. Okay. let's start with dishwashing. So again, I'm just covering the kitchen essentials package, right? The kitchen essentials package. So I'm going to start with dishwashing, and my absolute 100% favorite dishwashing product for the dishwasher, because I actually hate washing dishes, is the Ultrazyme. So I think probably many of you use this. Tell me, those of you who use this, I know love it. As soon as I have a customer use this, they automatically put it on reorder. People are putting this on autosave. They don't want to go without it. If people are without it, they're like, how can I, can you overnight this to me? Like, people do not want to go out without their Ultrazyme. So this product uses enzymes that not only clean your dishes, but are going to clean your dishwasher also. It's going to eliminate all of the residue, the nastiness in your dishwasher. It's going to help keep your dishwasher itself clean. It's going to help your dishwasher last longer, save you money in that capacity. And it doesn't leave any residues or odors on your dishwasher, or on your dishes and utensils and those sorts of things. Now, your guys are going to think, those of you who aren't familiar with Norwex are going to think like this little bottle is like a week's worth of detergent, but it's actually 45 full scoops. So if you have really hard water, then you're going to want to use a full scoop. And with the rinse aid, for me, I'm on county water, which is a public source. I only use a half a scoop per load. I just throw it in there. I don't even use a dispenser, but maybe you should. I'm not recommending you do that. But that's just me. I'm a little lazy. So throw it in there, just half a scoop. So this lasts me 90 loads, 90 loads. So a long time. And again, saves me a lot of hassle of rewashing dishes that come out of my dishwasher. This is definitely a number one recommendation for me. So what about if you're hand washing dishes? Okay. If you're hand washing dishes, I'm just going to tell you my favorite system. Everybody has their favorite dishwashing thing. And I'm going to try to just turn you over here and just show you my setup. And now normally this stuff isn't here, but this and this is part of my regular sink setup. This is how it is if you come in my house, this is what it looks like. So I have my countercloth box set here, which every home should have one of these, hands down. And I have my countercloth, and then now I've added my ultra scrub cloth, which I'll talk about this later. But I keep this up here now as well. So I keep that draped over my house and my most recent countercloth that I'm using, and then of course all my countercloths to use later on. And then this is exactly how I keep my sink organizer. So this is Biozyme, and then I keep a container of my scrubbies, a Spirinet, a Spiri sponge, my utility brush. And now this is how I like to keep my setup. This is if you can see, I think you guys can see this. This is the metal thing that usually goes in the back. I lay this underneath, so it's just out from my sink a little bit. And then when I use my cloth, then I just fold it up and stick it back under here like that and let it drain. Because you got to let your cloths dry between uses, right? You don't leave them crumpled up in the bottom of the sink. So this is my setup at my sink. This is what I like. And now Norwex is coming out with seasonal colors for the bumpers and things like that. So I have my orange, green, and black. So I don't do a lot of color coordinating around my house, but at least I can do it on my porcelain sink organizer. Okay, let me see if I can get you guys back straight. All right. Hand washing. So first of all, the most important thing for hand washing is the cloth. And the best cloth is the netted dishcloth. So the netted dishcloth looks weird, and everyone's like, what is that? So this is the netted dishcloth, and two of these come in the Kitchen Essentials package. So it's humongous. I will tell you, two of these come in the package, and what I recommend is, and everybody at Norwex Home Office, close your ears, is cutting it in half. I mean, of course, that's going to void the warranty, but I cut it in half. This is a half of one from 8 years ago. So this is an 8-year-old dishcloth I'm using this week to wash my dishes. I mean, what a tremendous value. A dishcloth that has lasted me 8 years. So I cut it in half because I like the half size for doing my dishes. I like the full size for other things. And I'm going to show that in a minute after I show you how I wash my dishes. So for me, I prefer to wash my dishes with Biozyme. So Biozyme comes in, it used to come in a bottle, but now it comes in this package, no plastic packaging. So it comes in this little box, and it has three little containers like this. And you just pop your container open. I just cut the top off. I did this one last week and I saved it so I could show you guys. So you just cut the top off and then I press it together to make like a little pour spout, right? And then just pour it in your forever bottle or any 16-ounce bottle, but your forever bottle will last you forever. So there's that. Pour it in there and then fill it up with water. And that will make your biozyme. I love the biozyme because it's 100% by 100% bio-based. It uses enzymes to cut through, like from grease. I've had heavy, yeah, we eat bacon. So through heavy grease, hamburger grease, uh, eggs that have been left in the pan overnight, it will dissolve that, make it so easy to clean. And the second thing that makes it easy to clean is the netted dishcloth. So these two together, the biozyme plus the netted dishcloth, are like a power couple. They're totally a power couple. So I like to just spray and wash my dishes, just spray and use my netted dishcloth and rinse my dishes and then put them in the drying rack. I do not like to, I try to put as many things in the dishwasher as possible and then hand wash everything else. And these are just things that I have left over in here from today, which I actually, I'm going to show you that this wasn't on my list of things to show. This isn't in the kitchen essentials package, but I do want to show this. Um, these are silicone containers, and my lid got fried by the dishwasher. So I now use these silicone um, lid covers like this. So so my container is still good. I just use one of these to cover it. So if you do something to your lid, you can always use these. Anyway, they're in here. So I just spray white and rinse, put it in the drainer or the strainer or whatever. And that's what I do to wash dishes. So, and the nice thing is this thing can get full of egg and everything else. When you rinse it, it rinses completely clean. So that is the biozyme and the netted dishcloth. A couple other things that I love about the netted dishcloth that I love to use it on that makes cleaning easy. Who loves to make waffles? I love to make waffles. So I have my little waffle maker. The netted dishcloth is amazing for getting in all the tiny little cracks and crevices of the waffle maker. Get all the crumbs out of there, all the stuck on stuff on your waffle. So this, with this, 100% easier than anything you've ever done in the past. And especially with the biozyme, because it loosens everything up, makes it so easy, and then it sticks in the netting. You know, that's the thing. All of the food particles stick in the netting, makes it so easy to clean. Also, who has one of these? Oh, I love this pan. I made a ton of banana bread in this pan. Use your full size, again, spray down with biozyme seeps into all of these little cracks that get full of all this junk, seeps down in there and dissolves it because enzymes really work to break down things in hidden places. Use your netted dishcloth like this, shove it in the square and twist. Okay, shove it in and twist. This will get all. I didn't want to use this pan anymore because I love the results, hated cleaning it. You will love this pan now because it is so easy to clean with biozyme and a netted dishcloth. Another netted dishcloth hack. Look how beautiful my cast iron pan is. This is how you clean it. So you don't want to use soap on cast iron. It ruins the finish, the patina. Get yourself a nice big container of salt. Pour it in. Get your netted dishcloth damp. Scrub, 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 scrub. It will come crystal clean. Heat this back up on your stovetop and it is clean and ready to go again. That's how you keep your cast iron looking like this. I think you guys can see that. And this is an old cast iron pan. It was gifted to me from my mother. So it's not like one I just bought at the Walmart or something. So this has been used for years and years and years. All right, my second to last netted dishcloth hack. Oh, here we go. Who finds that space between your counter and your stove, where your counter comes up against your stove, that crack, that really annoying space where everything falls down in there? And if you were to pull out your stove, it would be a complete health hazard. Wrap your netted dishcloth around your butter knife, stick it down in there, and rub that right through that crack. And that will pick up everything in that netting that's stuck down in that crack. This is my last netted dishcloth idea, and then we're going to move on. I use my netted dishcloth to clean produce. So in my bowl, I would start out with, I'm running out of time, so now I've got to go a little bit faster. So in my bowl, I would put down my netted dishcloth first and then my produce, like cherries, blueberries, or whatever it is. So put your cloth in first, then your produce. Squirt some fresh produce wash on there, fill this up, let it sit, just fill it up enough to cover your produce, let it sit for about a minute, agitate it, get everything clean, then rinse your produce. So you guys can't see my sink. Let's pretend I'm rinsing right here. Rinse it underneath in the netting so the water runs through the netting, right? And your produce is rinsed. Then you want to take your kitchen towel, which also is in the kitchen essential set, put your kitchen towel in your bowl, and then put your produce in there. And it's going to help everything dry a lot more quickly. Then you can lift the netted dishcloth out, lift the towel out with your produce and set it out and let your produce air dry. It's going to air dry much more quickly with the kitchen towel on the bottom. So I love the kitchen towels. This is the one that will come in the Kitchen Essentials package. And this is great because it doesn't spread germs all over your house and it's antimicrobial. All right, next product in the Kitchen Essentials package, we're going to talk about the kitchen cloth real quick that goes with the kitchen towel. I want you guys to tell me, does my countertop look clean behind me? You can see the reflection of my chairs and everything in the countertop. It looks absolutely clean. It looks spotless. So I'm going to take my kitchen cloth. Kitchen cloths are made to pick up crumbs because they have this special weave. It's a crumb catcher. So the kitchen cloth is the crumb catcher. So I'm going to rub it across my kitchen counter, and we're going to see what I pick up. Look at that. And a dog whisker right there. Look at that. I didn't even know that was there. Little dog whisker. And it holds on to it. Just like that. This is a great demo to do at a home party. I mean, people are like, you just solved the world's problems with that kitchen cloth. So the world has 1 million problems, and a crumbly countertop isn't one of them. So that's the kitchen cloth. This is 100% my handy kitchen helper. And I just rinse this out and then hang it back up in its little spot beside the kitchen sink. Okay, and last product in the Kitchen Essentials set. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm sure people will tell me in the chat if I did. If I did, then there's more bonus products. Oh, the spray bottle. The bottle comes in the Kitchen Essentials package too. Forgot to say that. Counter cloths. So now come in onyx and vanilla, and I think this is super cute. So you can make your own custom. I think this is very fall and very cute. I love the color coordination here. So this is the new vanilla and the onyx that are in the catalog. You can make yourself a little custom countercloth box set. But 3 onyx countercloths, if you're not familiar, they're your paper towel replacement, but will become so much more than that. So you will love these when you have these in your home. I keep them on my table like this in my little like vintage, I think this was something you baked bread in. I don't know. I'm not much of a baker. So I use it to put my countercloths in, and we use them as napkins. So this goes on my kitchen table, and we all use our countercloths as napkins. All right. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to wrap up because we're at the end of our time, but I actually had lots more I could talk about. And I'm going to look forward to all of this content that I created using it in my VIP group in the future. And if you're a consultant on here, you guys can take the same ideas and share with your customers in your own VIP group and in your parties, because these are the types of things people want to hear about. So I want you guys to tell me in the chat, what of the things that I covered, what was most helpful to you? What do you see bringing into your home? Did you learn about something new? What is it that you want to bring into your home after hearing the solutions that I shared? I want to let you know that you can purchase most of what I talked about in the Kitchen Essentials package, and a lot of these items can be put on auto save. Talk to your consultant about auto save. You can save 10% on every order, plus get free shipping. And if you're a consultant, you need to set up your own autosave because you're going to save 42% on every order and also be eligible for free shipping. If you love this presentation and you can think of lots of other people, not lot, a couple other people, you can think of a couple other people who would want to hear a presentation like this, then book a party with your consultant. Book a party with your consultant and show others how easy it is to have a non-toxic and a safe kitchen. How you can make kitchen cleaning so much easier, so much faster, so much simpler. So host a party with your consultant, and if you're a consultant, host your own party and show people how what these products can bring to them in their home. And lastly, I just want to say, if you saw this presentation and it really spoke to you, and you thought, "Wow, I could do this." I could show people how to create a healthy kitchen. I would love to tell people how to kick the toxins out of their kitchen. Then join us as a consultant. And I know many, many, many consultants who are here tonight have a golden ticket in their possession. Ask your consultant about the golden ticket because you have to join Norwex with the golden ticket before September 1st at noon Central Time. So come join us as part of the Norwex family and help us educate the 96% of North America who has no idea what Norwex is. So with that, I'm going to wrap up and kick it back over to, I went over my time, kick it back over to Lynn. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here with me. Your time is your most valuable asset, and I don't take that for granted. And so we are just very grateful that you chose to spend your time with us tonight, and only hope that we could provide a little bit of benefit in return. So